Hey guys, welcome to the channel. It's Hamza, and in today's video we're gonna go over my portfolio. Well, before we go over my portfolio, we're actually gonna go over what I think is gonna happen tomorrow. Now, we were anticipating a few things to happen. We were expecting a little bit of a Bitcoin rally because the markets were so weak. But as it turns out, the crypto market seems to be in line with the S&P 500, which is a little strange, I thought, in my opinion, because the whole reason people want to get into DeFi and crypto and all of that is because what's up Evo, what's going on, man? I am just setting up a few things really quickly and we will be ready to go. So like I was saying, the crypto space doesn't seem to be holding too well. It's not really a good sign for the market. It's not really a good sign for what is going on. And I actually want to be able to see and and kind of figure out where we are going from here. Hey Saad, what's going on? Hey, what's going on, guys? It's good to see you guys. We are waiting for the markets to open. Salam, Ibrahim, how are you? And we are going to be taking that, hopefully, well done. Pocket change, hey, what's up, buddy? So we are ready. As you can see, their things are not looking too good. Let's just open up stocks. Guys, if you guys want me to go over any tickers, your voice is low. Ooh, that's not a good sign. Is my voice a little better now? I don't know. I don't know why it's low, but if it is, just let me know and I can try to fix that, I guess. Okay, what we need to look at is really a few things that we need to look at as far as ticker symbols. And okay, this is Bitcoin. So can't hear you much. Okay, can you guys hear me? Is my sound better or clear? Because if it's not, it's probably from YouTube, and if it is, then we should be good to go. Okay, so a few things that I wanted to go over. That is not what I wanted to go over, but okay. Let's see, let's get the Webull action back. Let's portfolio, let's get this new window open here just so that we can go over a bunch of things. By the way, guys, I am going to go over my portfolio and my game plan for my portfolio in a little bit, but before that, I want you guys to see what is going to happen tomorrow. In my opinion, at least, I think what's going to happen tomorrow, because tomorrow is going to be an interesting day in the market. Channel, just give me a second and we will get started. All right, so we are okay, so how's my voice, guys? Can you guys hear me? Sound is clear. All right, good. So we are ready to rock and roll. Okay, first thing I have open right here on the furthest left of my screen is actually the SQQQ. And the reason I have the SQQQ open is because the SQQ is in fact a short, a hedge against the market, right? And that's what people are buying. That's what people are moving their money into, and that's not a good sign, because the last time we had this much volume move into SQQQ, we basically had a correction in the market. Now, there's two things that we need to understand. The 10-year treasury is one of them, and of course, if you guys are active on YouTube, every other YouTuber currently is talking about the 10-year treasury, which is okay. I mean, we all get it. The 10-year treasury, the yields are high, which is why people are investing less in stocks, which is why the stock market is correcting, because there is a direct correlation between the yields in the 10-year treasury and the stock market. Now, that's great. We understand, and I think all of you are sophisticated enough to understand that the yield on the 10-year treasury will affect the stock market. I think there's a few things that we're not looking at, and that is how fast the yield went up. Now, the yield did go up. There's no denying that, right? And the last time it went up this high, we did have a correction in the stock market. So that's one thing of concern. A lot is that at the speed at which the yield went that high. So now, the yield was just over 1% and then ended up at like 1.6%, but the time that took was so short that there was panic in the market, which is why we had a sell-off in all major stocks. Now, does this mean that that's priced in already? Yes, it kind of does mean that things are kind of sort of priced in a little bit. but it also means that we may have ways to go. And the reason I say that we may have ways to go is because we actually do have a little bit of an issue over the weekend. Now, the issue that we had over the weekend was that we thought Bitcoin, so cryptocurrencies, were going to do fairly well because they are DeFi and because they can be traded after hours. Now, usually when the market gets this depressed, traders are looking to move their money somewhere else and make money somewhere else and then come back to the market on Monday. So we do have a lot of people pulling out their cash, investing in crypto over the weekend, and this is a fairly new trend. I would say 2 years or so is where I've been seeing this trend where market suddenly comes out of the market, moves into the crypto space for the weekend. The crypto space rallies a little bit or stabilizes, whatever it is. There is money to be made over the weekend in the crypto space, and then somehow that money moves back into the stock market. And I'm assuming this is easily done because of apps like Robinhood, because of apps like Webull, where you can have your money sitting in the stock market, liquidate, move it into cryptos, and then move it back into the stock market. Everybody is making it very simple to do that, which is why you see the movement of money and the flow of money moving from cryptocurrencies into the stock market. Now, unfortunately, this weekend we did not see the volume that I originally anticipated in the crypto space, meaning we did not see enough people move their money into the cryptocurrency space. So not only did the yield go up, the 10-year treasury went up, most people are sitting in cash. And what tells me that is that there wasn't enough flow into Bitcoin, into Ethereum over the weekend. Because there's not enough flow, that means people are sitting on cash. And if people are sitting on cash, that means people are worried. And if people are worried, that means we are going to have a further dip. And this is how I see things playing out. The market is going to bail some of us out tomorrow, which means Monday, when the market opens, I think we're going to open trending upward. There's going to be some good news that comes out tomorrow. And that is where a lot of people should take advantage of the situation and exit their profitable positions. Now, if you have positions that are profitable, try to exit them tomorrow. And I think that would be the right thing to do, even for me in my portfolio. If I have profitable trades, no matter what the profit is, even if it's a small profit, I am going to be converting trying to convert a lot of my portfolio into cash. And once I convert it into cash, I'm going to go back and look for some momentum and invest my money in only momentum stocks. The thing is that there's a lot of opportunity out there to buy stocks that are undervalued right now, especially things like PLTR, especially things like Apple, things like Amazon. Well, Amazon is not really at the bottom, and the RSI is a little uneven right now. But things like Apple are undervalued. Things like Tesla are undervalued, right? So you have a lot of options when it comes to buying quality stocks at a discount. Open Door Technologies is at a discount. You have a bunch of SPACs that are basically at 0% downside. Now, if you guys want to see what SPACs I'm talking about, just post that in the comments below, and I'll show you guys which SPACs. In fact, you know what? Let me show you guys right now what SPACs are, or at least the SPACs that I think are truly at a no loss, no gain situation. Okay, so look at this. For example, in my portfolio, you guys know that I'm a big fan of a few companies, and I'm going to share them with you right now so you guys can see. By the way, this is the lowest this portfolio has ever been. This portfolio was at $175,000, and we are currently sitting at just below $130,000, which means I took a huge loss, but I'm still here. I actually had a friend of mine completely lose everything, and from what I heard from some of you guys is that he lost everything, which was like something around $300,000, and he's also based out of Houston. So this is in no way verified. I did not verify this myself. I did reach out to him via email to see if he's doing okay, and he hasn't responded. So once he responds, hopefully, I hope he's okay, and I hope things are good with him. But a lot of people lost their shirts with everything that's going on. So like, for example, right, in my portfolio, this is a profitable trade for me. I may consider closing this trade out. This is a profitable trade for me. I may consider closing this trade out and see how the rest of the week moves forward. Like, I have things like this. Like, for example, I'm losing $16. I may consider closing this trade out as well. So anything that I feel like is close to break even, or I am making a profit, I am going to try to close those trades out. Okay, now what I want to talk to you guys is about the SPACs. As you all know, I'm a big SPAC investor. They're highly speculative, but they're a lot of fun to invest in. So SPACs bottom out at roughly around $10. That's their bottom, that's their floor. And this is what I want to show you guys. So RAAC's Chamat's new SPAC, he just launched it, and it was listed on Feb 11th for $11.22, and we are currently sitting. Okay, so we do have emails coming in. Let me actually shut this down so that we can take a better look at. Okay, so we do have, all right, we are trying to shut these emails out. Hold on, guys, let me just get rid of this so that we can continue in peace. Okay, so let's get back to that. So the SPAC is currently sitting at $12.17. I am in this SPAC for $12.60. So I'm already losing a little bit of money in this SPAC, but I truly believe that this SPAC, specifically RAAC, has very limited downside. In fact, if any at all. I know I bought it at $12.60 and it has gone down to $12.17. This was at some point just earlier at $11.32, which would have been an amazing place to buy this. Now, what I'm trying to tell you guys is that over the course of this week, you need to keep your attention, you need to keep your focus on these SPACs where you have limited downside, such as RAAC. Not only RAAC, I do have a couple of very interesting SPACs as well that I think will do fairly well over 2021, and I want to show those to you right now. So let's take a look at, we saw RAAC. I also want to show you VGAC. Now I have 600 shares of VGAC, and VGAC is crawling at bottom levels. I've never seen VGAC trade at this level. And let's take a look here. In fact, let's take a look at the 3 months. I can show you guys clearly what is going. In fact, you know what? Let me just show you guys the 1 year. And so VGAC started at $10, right? That's where the SPACs usually start, and is currently sitting at $11.30 something cents. The highest VGAC ever went to was $17. So look at the upside, guys. The upside is $7, and it was there. So there's very limited downside on this SPAC, and the upside is unlimited, basically, right? But if you don't even want to look at the unlimited, just look at where the market was prior to this crash. You have $7 of profit, 70% basically sitting right there in VGAC. So I think VGAC is going to be an amazing SPAC to be in, and so is RAAC, just because they are sitting so low. I also want to take a look at a couple other stocks. Okay, so this one as well, I believe, is a SPAC. Is a blank check company. Yes, so this is also a SPAC, and I'm invested in this at $13. It's currently sitting at $11.98. Very, very limited downside here, guys. So here you go. You can see that this thing has been trading at $9 or whatever it is, and then went at its highest to $14.99, which was almost $15, and it's currently trading at $11.98. I also think that this is a good SPAC to look into. Now, what I'm telling you guys, I'm not telling you guys that jump into these SPACs first thing tomorrow. I am telling you guys that we are going to be monitoring them, and I am going to be posting alerts if I do decide to jump in these SPACs. And now, the reason I'm so interested in SPACs is because of the limited downside risk, right? Let's say we continue to have a correction. I would rather honestly be invested in a SPAC than invested in shares off. For example, even my favorite shares, right? Let's take a look at one of my favorite shares right here, BNGO. BNGO is one of my channel's favorite stocks, and everybody here knows that I love the company. I love what they do. I love the genomic space. I love the fact that ARK has invested in them. I love the fact that Kathy keeps continuing to add more positions into BNGO. But the thing about BNGO is it's not a SPAC, which means the downside is not limited. If you had asked me just a few weeks ago, would I ever see BNGO at $9.84? And I would have told you that's a joke, right? There's no way BNGO is going down to that price. In fact, I would have said there's no way BNGO is going below the price that I bought it at, $11.65. That's how confident I was in BNGO. But the fact is that this is not a SPAC, which means there is some downside risk. So there are strategies that you guys are going to need to consider in order to make educated decisions. And in my opinion, in my personal opinion, I think that now is the time to actually look at SPACs. And I haven't heard many YouTubers talk about this just yet. I've heard a lot of YouTubers talking about the 10-year treasury and how that's to blame for what's happening in the market. You know, other situations that, you know, we are saying that we are going to be blaming the market for. But I haven't heard anybody give you sound advice as far as strategy or where to invest, right? So if I was investing, what I would do is I would close out all my profitable positions, which are not many. You know, I have ISR at $47, $67, $82. I probably would close out all these smaller positions. And what I would do is I would take all that money and put it into 3 or 4 different SPACs that I really believe in. CLBS. Let me take a look at CLBS. Somebody did mention CLBS the other day as well, so I am going to take a look at it. Okay, so CLBS is, let me take a look at the volume on this and what it looked like. Okay, so I will, there's a little bit of a gap in the after hours on CLBS. It may be a good purchase. However, as you can see, beginning of trading day, this was a you know, there was a huge sell, which is why it traded from $1.91 all the way to $1.76 and then settled at $1.80. So it is something that we will be looking at. AMC is, in my opinion, the volume on, so this is the thing about AMC, okay, and I'm going to give you advice on AMC that I think AMC is actually looking strong at $8. So it's weird because my buy for AMC was at $5, maybe $6, right? I would be comfortable buying into AMC. The volume, however, in AMC is actually high, does actually support the $8 price that we are seeing in the stock right now. So I personally don't think that the stock is worth $8, but there is very strong support for it at $8. In fact, if we just go, you know what I'm gonna do? Let me go back here and let me go over the last day on AMC, right? So AMC started off at $8. So pre-market AMC was at $8.16, and it kept holding. It held. It in fact went to almost $9 and then found a low right here at just below $7. So there was a lot of support right here at $7. Bounced back up. Once again, tried to dip below $8. Once again, found support. You know, tried to once again dip below $8 right here at this point. Right. Once again, found support and held that $8 mark. So it seems like AMC has found a new support at $8. Now the stock is definitely not worth $8. This by no means is me telling you that this stock fundamentally is worth $8. The stock, in my opinion, is worth around between $5 to $6, maybe $6.50. However, it does seem to have a very strong support, and I'm assuming this is just because everybody who's bought it and is holding on to the stock and creating this resistance. That is probably the reason that AMC is holding strong at $8. My predictions are that AMC could actually go up on Monday, but the thing is, with this short squeeze, it is going to be a little shorter than last time. So if it does go up, please get out. If it does go down, then get ready to bail. AGTC is actually, or was actually, a part of this portfolio. Let me take a look. So AGTC, sorry, is a part of this portfolio at $7.34. So at $5, at $5, I would be more than comfortable in averaging up into AGTC for sure. More than comfortable. I think you are at a good spot. The stock is priced absolutely correct, and things are, I think things are gonna look good for AGAC. Also, the fact that AGAC, they have a little bit of a hype coming up. They have a little bit of speculation coming up. So those types of news really affect stocks like AGTC. So I am still holding it. I'm a firm believer. I think they're gonna do well. So RBLX, I believe, is the IPO for Roblox that is happening. I personally am not going to be, or maybe I may be taking part in, I don't know. It just depends on where they IPO, right? So wherever they IPO, that is where I will be considering or thinking jumping in. If because the market is down, this may actually be a good opportunity to jump into Roblox, IPO, just because it may not be overinflated. So that's something that we need to, of course, look at tomorrow and get better ideas on. Because I remember when the Airbnb IPO happened, we thought it was going to IPO at 65 to 85, and then we had a huge jump when it came time to IPO. So that's kind of where I would leave that at. Now, my primary focus as a strategy to limit my downside is to actually invest in SPACs. I think SPACs are probably, we have at least 15 to 20 SPACs that are priced right around $10 and that have huge catalysts coming up for them in 2021. So why wouldn't you want to invest in something that has a catalyst in 2021 that could potentially 3-4x and have very limited downside, right? So that's something that a lot of people are not talking about. That's not as I've heard strategies on YouTube where people are saying to buy puts or to sell calls, or to even get into SQQQ or UVXY, VXX, to hedge against the market. However, I think for me personally, I think SPACs is going to be the way to go. SPACs, of course, only SPACs that have good catalysts coming up in 2021. I don't want to invest in every SPAC. The SPAC has to be backed by the right person, by the right investor, by the right team. And of course, the merger has to be successful. The last thing you guys want is something like CCIV to happen, where a new valuation killed a lot of people in the market. In fact, let's go to CCIV and see what's going on with CCIV and what happened with me in CCIV. So for those of you who don't know, I was actually invested in CCIV. It was part of my portfolio here, and I want to show you guys exactly what happened with CCIV. So CCIV, we had a market sell. Oh, I can't show you the buy. The buy is down here, and for whatever reason my monitor doesn't want to. Hold on, let me see if I can minimize this and then maybe take it up a little bit. No, I can't. Let me see if I can. I just want to take it up so I can scroll and show you guys. Okay, older. See, it says older. Oh, okay, there. We can see it. We can see it. Market buy CCIV was at $1,802. I bought 100 shares, and then I sold CCIV at $48. In fact, let me click here and see if I can pull the report. Oh, here you go. So this is CCIV, and this is what that looked like for me. I bought CCIV on January 19th for $1,800, sold it for $4,800. So we made a very good profit in CCIV, and the reason we made that profit was solely because we were able to exit based off of, we basically sold the hype, right? I felt like there was too much hype, and that's when we sold. Open Door Technologies GUI is really good. You always give us good, solid options. The only thing is with Open Door, and we'll get into SOS in just a second, but with Open Door is the fact that it's not a SPAC just yet. So I am going to be looking to exit that position on Monday, because I think that the market will tank on Tuesday and Wednesdays. Now I could be wrong. We could open up at a new high. Things could change between tonight and tomorrow. But the way things are looking with the 10-year Treasury and stimulus and all of that, I do think that we are going to see a new bottom in the stock market, which means this portfolio is probably going to go a little lower, which means I am going to suffer a little bit more of a paper loss, which is okay. I'm okay with holding on to all the stocks that I have. In fact, I think now would be the time to buy into some of these companies when the time is right. So Open Door Technologies, I think, is going to be just fine. However, if you have new money to invest, I personally prefer SPACs. SOS, I'm not a big fan of SOS. I think SOS is an SOS situation. There may, with the fraudulent activity claims and whatever is going on with the company, I would actually sit SOS completely out. In fact, if I wanted to invest in crypto, I would probably invest in hold on. So if I was going to invest in the crypto space, I would invest in something that I think is a little undervalued, and I think CleanSpark is actually a little undervalued, and I think they have a really good crypto play as well. So if you guys are looking to get into Riot, SOS, Mara, whatever it is, I think those are all overvalued at this point. I think CleanSpark still has an undervalued play. So if you guys are looking at the crypto space, I would think personally, in my opinion, CleanSpark is probably your best bet to invest in that space. Even better than SOS. The only reason that SOS may have a run up is due to hype that it gets from other retail investors, right? And that's kind of what I'm looking at. So Open Door, you're good. SOS, I would rather invest in CleanSpark. That's just me though. Any other ticker symbols you guys want me to talk about? I can cover a few. I have a little bit of time, and we can go over them one by one and see what the level of interest on all of those are. Hold on, let me see if I have my cup of coffee as well, because I know I brought my cup of coffee. I just can't seem to find it anywhere. Hold on, just one sec. Oh, interesting. All right, I can't find my cup of coffee, it's missing. Anyway, so that is what is going on with the market. I think tomorrow is going to be an up day. It is going to be a green day in a red week, and that is what I think is going to happen. And of course, this is my personal opinion. I'm just a YouTuber. Do your own due diligence and make sure that you're investing money that you're okay to lose. And especially now with things with things looking the way they are, I think that's going to be something very important. SVAC. Okay, let's look at SVAC. I believe SVAC used to be a part of this portfolio as well at some point. Let me see if we are able to. Okay, so SVAC is probably one of those players that is also pretty much bottoming out, as you can see. Let's take a look at SVAC. Starboard value. So we did see a run up, and then we did see a run down. So one of those packs with limited downside. Could you give us CTRM? Man, a lot of people. Let me just check before I say anything about CTRM. Okay, so CTRM is by the way, I think you mentioned that they did add another vessel. CTRM may be a good play. They're not going to be a part of this portfolio just yet. I may consider them at some point, but just not yet. Okay, so we're going to look at VST. Look at what we see. Look at what we see right here. ERCOT. Everybody in Texas hates ERCOT right now. Okay, so let's look at volume, guys. Let's take a look at what their trade looked like. Okay, we do have volume definitely towards the end, and I'm assuming this was due to the storm in Texas that we had. Which is why we had the run up, and then right after, when things settled, this is where things ended up. GSAT is used to also be a part of this portfolio. I think we did cover that earlier. Let's cover that though just now again. I'm just gonna go down a little bit to see if GSAT was ever a part of this portfolio. Okay, GSAT was not a part of this portfolio, but I think we did mention in a live that I did that GSAT may at some point become a part of this portfolio. Right now the catalyst is just not there. I'm gonna check BFLY. By the way, BFLY, just so you guys know, I have been hearing things about them. There are catalysts that I think are going to be catalysts that I think are going to be in our favor with BFLY. So we are going to be looking at it as an addition to this portfolio. On GME at 150, have I got a chance of getting back? Actually, let's take a look at GME. And I will tell you this: if you guys are stuck in GME, I would say, what I would tell you is that the volume that I saw last week between AMC and GME. So this is what GME looked like, right? I mean, you can see that there's a few buys, but with the buys you have the higher price, and then it goes out, it tries to dip again, and then again you have the higher price, but then towards the end of the trading hour, look at this, look at all this sale, and then this is the candles that GME closed with, right? if we look at AMC, let me look at AMC. Let me just quickly look at AMC and see what is going on here. Okay, so with AMC, we needed to look at the volume really quickly. And I'm gonna click on this. And if you guys can see the AMC volume, you know, it is a little better in my opinion than GMC's was looking. I don't think GME is gonna short squeeze to 150, but if it does, and I'm wrong, which I which I could be, because look at AMC in the after hours as well. I do think that you need to sell as close as to break even as you are, because and you probably need to sell tomorrow, Muhammad, because I think the market is gonna tank on Tuesday. I really think that if I've learned one thing, it is to stick into cash. All the bigger fund managers are all sitting in cash right now. All the day traders are sitting in cash, and the word on the street is that cash is king. So try to sit on as much cash as you can. Actually, I would not try to deploy too much money into the market tomorrow. I would probably sit tomorrow out and just try to sell. So watch out, by the way, watch out for my alerts, guys. All the members, watch out for my alerts. If I do decide to buy anything, you guys will be the first to know. If I sell anything, you guys will also be the first to know. So, and the reason that I have a concern is this is another reason that I have a concern. So Bitcoin's support was at 46,000, and because Bitcoin dropped and stayed below 46,000 for actually quite a long time, I now see Bitcoin probably dropping a little more. And if we take a look at their 1 month, the last time Bitcoin was at this number, which is the 46 number, was right here when we got that news that Elon had bought 1.5 billion. So it's kind of settled. That hype has kind of settled. You know, also since the time Elon bought that, we had the government, like Dubai government, buy 5 times the amount of Bitcoin that Elon bought, and that has not seemed to push the market trend upward, right? Elon bought 1.5 billion, the Dubai government bought 5 billion, and we still have Bitcoin bottoming out. So we are, the 10-year treasury is a real big issue right now, and I think not a lot of people are discussing it the way they should and are taking it as seriously as they should. Once stimulus passes, that is when I really think that this topic is going to like kind of mellow down a little bit, and we are going to see a little more volume in the market as far as trade volume, right? So that's something that we need to look at, and that's something that we are watching, I guess. So watch out for those alerts. And if I feel like the market is gonna drop, I am gonna give you guys a heads up, and this would just be based on the charts that I'm looking at and the fundamentals that I am looking at with SPY. So let's look at SPY real quick and see what it did last week. SPY is it basically tracks the S&P 500, and if look at this, guys, the volume on the SPY. Look at the buy volume right here, and I'm using Robinhood because I think Robinhood is fairly easy to like understand. And as we closed on Friday, look at SPY, like, guys, it's not really looking the best right now. So we are seeing more people sit on cash, and this is something that we are going to we are going to feel the effects of next week. It's not something that just goes away. And this is just based off what I'm looking at. SPY is back to 379. At its highest, it was almost at 390, I believe. There you go. Actually, it passed 390 at 392, and then we went back down to 379. In fact, buying some SPY calls, some SPY long-term calls would not be a bad idea. PLTR, by the way, I've talked about this, and I talk about this with my members all the time. PLTR is a good buy. I think PLTR is zoned or priced correctly to where you should be able to scale in without any issues. Would you buy PLTR on Monday? In my opinion, I would not buy anything on Monday. I would sell as much as I could. Any profitable positions that I have, I would sell on Monday. and then look to get back in the market sometime later in the week, because I think we're not done with you know, with the downward trend. And that's just because of what I'm seeing in the crypto space, because I have no way to really gap what's going on except for SPY, which was, you know, huge sell-off on Friday, and then the crypto play, which also was trending downwards during the weekend, which means this is kind of going to follow. Of course, this could change because, you know, we have international markets that open before ours, and if they open strong and they open green, that will affect us. But based just on what the information that I have right now, I think if Monday is a green day, it's probably a sell day, and then we buy back Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So the PLTR, I would scale in. I'm comfortable with scaling in PLTR. I will be, as I buy PLTR and other stocks, I will be notifying all the members that I'm doing that live. If you guys, by the way, want to become members of the channel, support me and support this channel, the join button is right next to the subscribe button, right down here somewhere. So hit that join button, become a member. You would get my live alerts every time I make a trade. Then that's if you want to know, you know, just for information, or if you want to trade like me, then, you know, that is something that you can also do. CCIV, I think, has a little bit more room. I do like it at this price. I would scale into CCIV, but if I had to choose between PLTR and CCIV, I would choose PLTR, just because I think they have much more, they've been beaten down a little more, and the demand on PLTR is just a little higher. So that's what I like about PLTR versus CCIV. CCIV nonetheless is a CCIV nonetheless, once again, is, you know, it's a good stock. I just think that you know, PLTR is probably a better play for me personally. Market sell off soon. Chris, give us some more insight. What makes you say that there's going to be a market sell-off? I'd be interested in hearing your perspective. I personally think there's going to be a market sell-off as well. I just want to know. I just want to see what you guys think. What do you guys think, by the way? Put it in the comments. What do you guys think? Where are we going next week? Is the market flat next week? Are we going up? Are we going down? What is happening next week? Let me know. What do you guys think? Oh, we have a new member. Welcome, Warwick. Appreciate it. Welcome to the Insider Club. You're gonna get all those notifications and member only content. I look forward to talking to you for sure. Would you buy a call on PLTR? Which day and which price? I would buy a call on PLTR. In fact, let me show you guys the calls that I have, because I'm very confident with the calls that I currently have. Here you go. $630, and this is the only call I would ever consider buying right now. They would have to be long term. They would have to be inside the money, you know, and that is the type of call. That is the only type of call actually that I would be comfortable buying right now, unless I was day trading, right? So if I'm day trading, then that would be a different thing. I do day trade. I do plan on moving over a little bit of day trading into this portfolio. I do day trade on other portfolios as well, but, you know, I may consider day trading and moving my money in and out of the market on a daily basis on this portfolio. That's something that I would consider. Thoughts on Tattoo Chef? I do think, Allahu Alam, yeah, that's pretty true, by the way. Tattoo Chef is TTCF, I believe. That's the ticker symbol. Tattoo Chef used to be a part of this portfolio. I think it's TTCF. Yes, so TTCF used to be a part of this portfolio, and I'm going to go over that in just a second. In fact, let's go over that right now. So I did buy Tattoo Chef at $20, and then I ended up selling a portion of it, I believe, 50 shares at $22, and then 50 shares at $23. So if actually I jumped back into Tattoo Chef today, I would actually be making money, because I would probably be buying it at a discount. And so this is what I think about Tattoo Chef. I did exit it at $23, and the exit was purely because I realized that the market was, you know, trending downward. Feb 19, by the way, was a big day for all the members in this group, because I did alert you guys, you know, that we are trending downward. So we did liquidate quite a bit on Feb 19, and I know for a fact, for those of you who were members, you were questioning me and saying, why are you liquidating so many of your positions? And in fact, I did mention to you guys that, you know, I think that the market is tanking. In fact, let me show you guys just so that we can, like, you know, I want to show you guys something if possible, and we're going to try to do this live right here. Hold on, let me just shrink the screen down a little bit, okay, so that we can go yeah, sorry, my screen is a little weird when so if I go to my channel, which is here, right, and then if I go to community, I want to show you guys something, because there's a lot of posts that are member only. Like, you see all of these are only member these are member only alerts, and I wanted to show you guys something on, I believe it was Feb 19th, that's what that, you know, that we did give out all those alerts. And I actually want to show you guys the positions that I liquidated that day, just because I think it's really important that we look into that and see what exactly happened. Here you go. So look at this, guys. Just 1 week ago, these are all the positions that I sold, right? And then I got comments from all the members like, why the big sell-off? What's happening in the market? Why, you know, why are you selling? And so to that, my response was, I'm taking all the profits as there are good opportunities in the market. So, you know, these are all types of alerts that you guys need. You know, some of you, I know if you had like these type of alerts, and this is like me putting my money where my mouth is, right? I'm not wasting. It's just, you know, we have to kind of look out for each other here and you know, in this part of the community. Hey, Tech Tails, it's me, Tech Tails. Woot! There you go, Tech Tails. What's up, man? You all right? Okay, so Upwork, I think, by the way, is going to be great. I personally use Upwork a lot. I believe in that company, and I think they will be doing awesome. What's up, Omar? What's going on, man? You all right? Hey. What's up, guys? Okay, so SNDL. We had another conversation on SNDL. I'm actually going to go over SNDL as well once again. We did go over it earlier in the live, but I will go over it once again, no problem. Let's look at SNDL, right? So I sold SNDL 500 shares at $1.78, and then I jumped back in at $1.32, and then I sold it that very day. So I jumped back into SNDL at $1.32, and then I sold it at $1.38. So I was in a profit. I was making a profit for SNDL. Lady Lena, you did not miss the giveaway for the AMC gift cards. I am probably going to be doing that giveaway tomorrow. So I have a few things that are going on in my life right now, and you know, the giveaways and everything else, it just keeps pushing that back, but I am going to be trying to do the giveaways tomorrow. Yes, TechTails, GME stock, we went over it earlier today. You know, the funny thing about GME, if you are not in GME or AMC, AMC is the better of the two meme stocks right now. AMC, you know, like has the volume, like it's just there. AMC has seen a strong support at $8. So for whatever reason, even like I don't understand it, but AMC has a really good support at $8. So that is something that is great. You know, for the Redditors, I am not in AMC, nor am I in GME. However, it is fun to see them from the sidelines. So let's look at GME real quick so I can show you guys the support once again. So GME, and I can give you guys where this is all coming from, right? So if we expand GME, and you look here what GME looks like, right? And then we go back, the join button, I believe, is right next to the subscribe button, and that's how you can become a member. Kindness Pleasure. It's right below, it should be right below this video somewhere. So if you look at AMC right here, if you look at AMC right here, you will see that AMC has a much stronger support. Even the volume that AMC has is much better than GME. So for those of you guys who are in GME, please try to exit GME. If you absolutely must be in the meme stocks, I would say stick to AMC over GME. You know, if you have FOMO or you feel like you're gonna miss out on the short squeeze, then AMC is a better player than GME, right? If you absolutely must. Once again, disclaimer, I'm just a guy on YouTube. Any advice I give is for entertainment purposes only. So that is something you guys also need to know, so that I don't get into trouble if you guys decide to jump in GME and lose a lot of money. Okay, so NEO, let's talk about NEO a little bit. So NEO is a stock that, you know, has been beaten down a lot. NEO does have an earnings call. There is going to be a little hype on NEO. Sens, okay, we can look at Sens as well. So NEO does have an earnings call, and the catalyst for NEO is in fact this week. So if NEO gets, I don't think it's going to get up to $65, but if there is a hype in NEO, that may be something that I may be watching. So if you are members, stay, you know, watch out for any NEO based information that I talked to you guys about. Okay, so Sens used to be a part of this portfolio as well. I am going to go over Sens as well really quickly. January, I bought it on Jan 20th for $277. I exited Sens on Feb 19th. Remember, Feb 19th was a huge day for us here on the channel, and all of you members know that. Okay, Feb 19th was the day that I sent out the alert that I am liquidating a huge portion of this portfolio. Had I not done that on that day, it would have been, this portfolio would have been in complete disaster. So although I'm losing $50,000 right now, paper loss, right, we are still in a good position. So if I were to pick up Sens, guys, today, I would be picking it up $1 cheaper than where I sold it. Just remember that, okay? So Sens was one thing that you guys wanted to talk about. NAKD, I was also in NAKD. So NAKD used to be a part of this portfolio. And let's go over NAKD as well. So I actually sold NAKD on Feb 8th for $1.14, and currently we are sitting at $1.06. Yes, those Apple calls. Omar, you did talk about those Apple calls. Those my calls actually are probably the largest part, the largest contributor to my loss. So if it wasn't for my calls, my portfolio wouldn't have been down. But you know, with options, it's just that things are so volatile that you have to kind of be ready to see those numbers go down. Now, I understand, of course, that the majority of my losses in this portfolio is from my options, but you also need to understand that the one good thing that I did, and I think it's a really good thing, is that my calls were all very long term. Now, you know, there was a time when I considered buying puts against these Apple calls, but then I just decided to let it ride because I want to see where the true bottom of these calls are, and then I may enter into some more calls after that to average things out. But for right now, you know, this is what the portfolio is looking like. Tomorrow we're going to start fresh at hopefully $127,000. Now these numbers do go down, and they go down because of course, because of our, you know, our Bitcoin and Ethereum holdings, which I want to show you guys as well. Ethereum is at an absolute buy right now at 1,414. If this thing goes to 1,350, then it may be an interesting buy. I'm also hearing that Ethereum may have a stronger run up than Bitcoin. So that's something that you guys need to keep into consideration as well. So although we love buying Bitcoin and Ethereum in this portfolio, we may see Ethereum surpass Bitcoin, and it may be something that is sort of important to us in this portfolio. Okay, so I know you don't understand, so we need to, like, there's nothing to cancel. Okay, cancel. Okay, so we're gonna cancel this. Okay, so J&J, I think the COVID-19 play is done. J&J may see some type of of increase in their stock price. I'm gonna stay out of J&J, Moderna, and Pfizer because I think that is done. I think the next play for us, all of us here in this portfolio, is to look out for SPACs. So tomorrow, everyone who's a member, please look out, because tomorrow is going to be a big day. Just like Feb 19th was a big day for us, for all the members, where we sold off a huge portion of our portfolio. Tomorrow is going to be a big day because we are either going to be picking up or selling off even more. And if you want the alerts on the stocks that I'm selling, please consider becoming a member. The join button is right next to the subscribe button, and you can become a member of this channel and get my alerts live as I make those trades. Okay, now with that, I wanted to just end this Sunday and tell you guys that we are very excited. I personally am going to be watching pre-market tomorrow, so I'm going to be up very early. I may do a live, so if you guys want to join the live tomorrow, in fact, how many of you would want to do a live pre-market tomorrow? Just put it in the comments below, and if I get enough yeses, I may consider waking up super early, and we can go over what is happening pre-market with every stock that we like, to know if we are going to be buying or selling those stocks. So that's something that I think is very important. Guys, we don't have enough likes on the video. If you guys could just smash that like button so that the YouTube algorithm picks this video up, that would be much more appreciated. So if you guys, also once again, if you guys want us to go over the lives and look at the stocks pre-market, let's do it. Okay, you know what? We have enough people. I think let's do the live. Market opens roughly around 5:30. So let's do a live tomorrow, and we are going to analyze each and every stock by looking at the pre-market volume and the direction that these stocks are going. That'll give us a much more clearer idea whether, and show us what we want to do. And I may do a couple of trades as well while we are live on screen, just to show you guys what I'm buying and selling. I think that would help a lot of us. And like I said, guys, moving forward, let's stick to cash. Let's invest in SPACs. I think that is really the way we are going to make money. And I'm not going to give you guys any cryptic messages that, things that you don't understand. I'm telling you guys that I think SPACs have very limited downside at this point, and there are huge catalysts on some of these SPACs in 2021. We could 4x our money, and 4xing our money is definitely something that we want to do if we're going to get to that $1 million in 2021 with this portfolio. Okay, with that being said, I enjoyed the session very much. I'll see you guys tomorrow.